Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Buyer's Remorse with Darren and Justin.
Hello and welcome to Buyer's Remorse. I'm Justin.
I'm Darren.
On Buyer's Remorse, we find games that are untouched or unplayed in each other's libraries and subject them to 60 minutes of play to try out and tell us if it is a wonderful buyer's confirmation or the dreaded buyer's remorse. What game did I choose for you this time?
ROARR!
Yeah, how many R's?
One?
At the end? Isn't this the one that has 2 R's at the end?
Oh, I thought you meant how many hours did I play
No,
for?
no.
How one, and I got out after that hour. Spoilers for the episode.
How many R's in...
Two, I think. 2 or 3.
Well, there's 1 at the beginning and 2 at the end, correct?
Right, yeah, so 3 in total.
Because after this, I'm sure our listeners are going to be dying to play this game.
Absolutely, it's so good.
Bit of spoiler as well. I know how
Yes.
Darren felt about this one because he did stream this one a bit, and I enjoyed it. I will probably go back and watch a bit of that again. So tell us a bit about ROARR.
Made in 2018. Developer is Born Lucky Games, and the publisher is Clabiter, or I don't know even how you would pronounce that. It is a whole $3. Save your money, people. Spend it on something else.
Even as we record this, and it's on 85% discount.
50 cents right now. Save your money, folks.
Well, we're not going to get anybody to listen to the end of this one. All right, so let's talk about ROARR. How would you describe it?
It looks like a toolbox that a developer would use to test out some objects in a physics game. It's I don't mind the graphics. I don't have a problem with that. It's a dinosaur. It's got kind of a comedy thing. The dinosaur is sleeping under the city, and then aliens attack, and the dinosaur's like, well, you woke me up, so now I'm gonna kill you and eat you. And so you go up on the surface, and there's like a bunch of little zones, like there's a little island with some things on it. You can knock over buildings.
And trees, lots of trees.
And trees, but it's not in any cool kind of like... I mean, even Rampage did it better back in the day, where you could punch buildings and the buildings would collapse. This is like you walk into it and it's like the house has no foundation. It's just like a kid's block that just rolls over when you touch it. So it's just shit. It's just an awful experience, man.
Tell us about some of the enemies that you get to fight.
So you've got, like, I don't know, I guess the aliens came down and then kind of genetically modified some of the wildlife. So you've got squids that can walk on land and they shoot ink at you. You've got giant bees that have like cement trucks attached to them, or cranes attached to them. You've got a big boss that's like part cockroach or beetle, part combine harvester. Don't get me wrong, these are all great ideas. It's just it should have been given to someone that actually had a clue what they were doing with it. Like, it's just... And the thing is, the game's most unforgivable thing is its movement. The movement is so bad. I don't know how it looked on stream, but...
It didn't look that bad. I don't know what you were suffering.
The camera angle was just absolutely awful. It was... Well, I mean, that's good. If it looked alright when I was streaming it means that I was doing my best to keep it under control. But the camera was so twitchy and like it would just go all over the place. It was really hard to focus it and look. So like it made aiming really hard. So you can pick up weapons, which is a complete waste of time because by the time an enemy drops a weapon, you've already killed everyone, and you can't take the weapon with you to the next area because it's on a timer, and it's not like it's got bullets that it's like, oh, shoot it 5 times and it disappears like any normal game would have. It's like the weapon is on a timer, so it doesn't matter if you don't even shoot it; it just disappears. Like So what I found that I was doing was a good way to kind of get around that was to like you look at the map marker and it's like go in this direction. So I would shoot off all the bullets and then sprint because you can sprint at the same speed as your bullets, and so I could sprint along with my bullets hoping that they would hit something.
You definitely hadn't got to that point by the time I left. What I will say is the commands, the prompts, were all being given in controller language, and you had no idea what buttons you were supposed to be hitting.
Yeah, so, but thankfully the game does have some kind of settings where you can go in and you can remap the keyboard, which eventually I did.
Yeah, because you were very annoyed at the way it was set up.
Yeah, and also right now in the Next Fest on Steam, which is right now, that means it's going to be like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So on the next upcoming
Fest,
Steam Fest, Next Fest, a lot of these games that they're putting up as demos, they're all controller based, so they've not gone in and put the keyboard controls in. I streamed about 12 or 15 demos last night, and tons of them just had no keyboard controls. I didn't know what I was pressing. I actually played Soulstorm last night.
Really?
Yeah, because there's a demo up for it. You might want to check that out.
Yeah, I might. But again, that's a game I know I definitely want to play, so why bother with the demo?
Right. But that was all, and you know what Oddworld's like. There's thousands of commands basically. So yeah, I was really at a loss. Like, what's right mouse button? What's right trigger on a mouse? It's not right click. But anyway, digress. This game doesn't have any problem with that. It's just awfully mapped out, and just the camera is terrible, and it will sway all over the place. And yeah, it's just, I mean, you go from area to area, you kill a bunch of guys. You've got a heavy attack, a light attack, and if you're lucky enough to actually get a weapon before you've killed all the enemies, you can shoot enemies.
Which one of those is the spin attack you found about 30 minutes in?
I think that's the heavy attack.
Okay.
And you've got like a dodge button, but
Dodge.
I mean, I didn't have to dodge anything. Like, you basically just point at an enemy, hit it with your head until it dies, and then get the arrow key, move to the next area. I mean, you saw it. It's like it was big like white screens where like it wasn't even an invisible wall. It was a visible wall. You know, It's like, you can't go here yet.
Not yet. You've got to finish this bar first.
Oh, it's so bad.
With a huge red arrow that tells you which direction you're supposed to be going.
Yeah. And so basically, I got up to the end. There was a boss, and it was basically a combine harvester.
Did you beat the combine harvester?
I did eventually, okay. And I was like, please let this be the end of the game. It would be great, because that was almost my hour was up. I was like, if this is just an hour game, this would be good. And it's not. It's like level 2. Same enemies, different color this time.
Did you look up... Oh, great. Old Final Fantasy style.
Yeah.
Did you look up how long it would take to beat?
How long to beat has it at 1 hour.
Oh, you must be so close.
I'm not doing another level of it. I'm not doing another level of it. There's only 4 people polled, so only 4 people have bothered uploading their stats for this game. And I'm guessing they cheated, because there's no way. There's just no way. Even if there's 3 levels, like the first one was bad enough. The first one was just, what a terrible game. What an absolutely terrible game.
It's just weird to me because it didn't look that bad.
Yeah, me too. When I saw it, where did I get this? I don't know where I picked this up. Definitely a bundle. It must have been Fanatical. I blame them. But
I blame them. I don't know if they're to blame.
Or maybe it's one of those ones that Greg gave. It's like, hey, there's a free game on Steam. I certainly didn't pay any money for it. But I want, people say I want my money back. I want my free back.
I want my time back.
Yeah.
That's the situation.
Exactly.
Here.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say about this game.
Was there a trick to beating the combine harvester?
No. I mean, I think I got lucky. I think I just managed to get kind of behind the kind of blades, and I was like inside him, and just like
you clipped in?
Yeah, he was basically on top of me, and I was just spamming the buttons and watching his health go down, and then occasionally I'd get like knocked out, and then I just jumped straight back. Basically, a lot of jumping was involved, jumping over those blades and getting back to where I was, and just like rattling those keys, and eventually he died. And then there was nothing, no fanfare, nothing. Just like, next level. What? No, like, congratulations.
That's pretty much what the whole game seemed like.
Yeah.
Defeat this island. Now go to the next one.
Yeah. It would have been more fun. Like, honestly, the destructible environments would have been more fun if it wasn't. It didn't even need the whole destructible environments. It was fine with what it was, just like these blocks rolling around. But just give me more control of the camera so that I can see the comedy of what's going on. The camera kills the game. I think the camera just absolutely ruins the experience. Well, I mean, like, what little experience there is.
Don't even need to ask, but I will. Are you going back to this one?
Not even for comedy streaming. Like, nah, I'm done.
Do you recommend this to me?
Nope.
Do you recommend this to anyone?
Nope.
Wow, you're really harsh on this one.
No, okay. I really. I mean, it's not a terrible. I just don't know. I don't know. There's other games that I'm way easier on that are maybe just as bad as this, but this one for some reason really, really pissed me off. I don't know why. It just bugged me because it's got a lot of stuff there, but they just haven't. Like, if you're gonna do a game like this, at least put the effort in and make your camera better, make it funnier, have more of those, like, they've got like kind of comedy cutscenes. Have more of that. Like,
I'm not sure you really want that because you're pretty annoyed when you died and had to go through the opening cutscene.
Well, that's true. You have to watch the whole thing again. Yeah, that's right. Every time you die, you've got to watch the intro again. Yeah. So I liked it the first time, but not the fourth and fifth time.
What tags would you give it?
Developer sandbox.
Okay.
Developer sandbox for ironing out bugs. That's a huge tag. Yeah, developer sandbox, dinosaur.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
And I don't even know. Combat? I honestly have no idea what this game is. Like, and that's the only thing that annoys me about it is that it's just a game where you run around hitting kind of just assets. There's nothing to it. It's just I don't know what to call this game. Honestly, even without the tags, like, what is it? Is it a fighting game? No. Is it an exploration game? No. It's like a cheap mobile app that some kid would make.
And other kids would play. I think that would be the only target audience, I would say. It would be kids who really want to be the dinosaur. It's kind of like when, I mean, maybe this is still a thing, but I know that there was a period where shark games were all the rage.
Man-Eater is still pretty big. That's a huge game.
I'm thinking more tablet, phone, before and much lower graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Eat all the fish in this level to get a new shark or new skin of some kind. Those were big. I could certainly see this working for kids, especially at 50 cents. All right, yeah, here, kid, you can play this for an hour. And
yeah, but it's almost like a developer's tool where a kid would make this and like, I made a dinosaur game where you run around just like, what do? I don't know. You can knock over buildings and kill other dinosaurs. It's from this development tool. And then some other kid could go in and change all the dinosaurs into cowboys, or they could change them into elephants. You know, it's just like, just swap out the assets and you've made a new game. It's like, that's what this felt like. It just felt like a development toy.
I would throw destruction as a tag in there.
Sure, but it's not meaningful destruction. It's like the buildings roll over. There's no explosions. Not like a game I played last night again on Next Fest where everything explodes, like even the bookcases and the chairs. It was brilliant.
I guess that just kind of leads into the final question. Is this a wonderful buyer's confirmation or a dreaded buyer's remorse?
Dreaded buyer's remorse, man. You stuffed me on this one.
I'm very happy.
Buyer's remorse.